Well, I fucked up. I made about the biggest mistake a YouTuber can make. Oh, I can't believe it. I accidentally deleted my final video of Until Dawn. And when I say deleted, I mean deleted permanently. I tried everything. I tried restoring files to previous versions. I tried professional data recovery software. I scoured every single drive on my PC to see if I could find it, and it's not there. And honestly, I am just so gutted because given the nature of the game, Until Dawn, you can't play chapters in isolation. If I was going to want to play the chapter again, I would have to go through the game and play the game exactly how I played it through this playthrough just to get to that final chapter. And as much as I love the game, I just don't have that time right now. So what happened was I filmed and edited part 9 and part 10 together. I went to export part 9 and part 10 from Adobe Premiere, and it usually takes about an hour or two. So I had I left for the afternoon. I left the PC running, doing the exporting, and I left. And when I came back, it's completely my fault. I didn't check to see if it had been exported. I'd seen part 9 and it had run perfectly because I'd had that ready to upload and stuff. And I presumed if part 9's been fine, then part 10 must be fine. Turns out it wasn't. Went to go and upload the video, all happy, thinking, oh, I finally got ahead on some YouTube stuff, and I couldn't find it. Found out it was deleted, and honestly, I'm just sorry. I really am sorry. I've been really enjoying the playthrough. I know I had so much support on the videos as well, and I'm just gutted that I couldn't give the game the finish that it deserved. That being said, I still want to run through with you what happened in that final chapter because it was unbelievable. I'm going to talk a little bit about the game at the end of the video as well, but let me give you a quick rundown on what happened in my final chapter of Until Dawn. So we started off with Josh in the mines, and what the fuck is this scene? The whole scene with Josh just completely losing his marbles in the mine, I was so freaked out. Hannah and Beth appeared as like these weird zombie creatures, and that wall, there was like a wall of like flesh and guts, and a pig's head comes through, and you punch the pig's head. At this point, I was just like completely losing it. I was like, that for me affirms that Josh has completely lost every single drop of his sanity. I still can't get over the scene. I was sat there going, what the hell? And I'm so gutted you couldn't see my reaction. After we had the creepy scene with Josh, we cut to a scene with Mike and Sam where we're also going through the mines. We end up having to go through some water. Now, if you ever watch me play Subnautica on stream, you know how much I absolutely hate water, so I had the heebie-jeebies the whole time. I knew something was going to be in there. Lo and behold, a fish Wendigo. Didn't touch us the first time we went through with Mike and Sam, but we got a good look at the fish Wendigo, and I have to say, nope, nope, nope. Worst nightmare right there. Mike and Sam, we then find Josh, and after Mike slaps him around a little bit to try and make Josh come to, they end up trying to get out, and this results in Sam like free climbing outside of this like mine well with incredible skill, I have to say. Who knew that Sam was a world-class rock climber? Then we end up with just Mike and Josh, and I think you can guess what happens next. We have to go back into the water where the fish Wendigo is. Oh, it was bad. I knew it was going to happen. I don't know if there was a way to avoid it because there wasn't any specific choices that led up to this happening. But as we get to the middle, the fish Wendigo starts swimming under the water. I think Mike's either knocked to the side or he gets to the side, but poor Josh. The fish Wendigo comes up, just grabs Josh's head, and like a watermelon just and it explodes, and it's horrible. While this is happening, we notice a tattoo that is on the Wendigo's shoulder, and I think it was Beth's tattoo. So for me, that kind of confirmed that Beth and Hannah or just Beth, because I think Hannah was dead. One of them had turned into a Wendigo or a Wendigo. After watching Josh's head just completely explode, we cut back to Sam, who for some reason thinks it's a great idea to go outside. And she ends up swimming through another lake outside. I'm thinking there's going to be another fish Wendigo here, but there wasn't. Sam was okay for now. Sam ended up getting chased by a Wendigo and then somehow gets to a cabin at the same time as Mike, so there must have been a little bit of time passed between Josh's head being smashed open and Mike arriving back at the cabin. But now we're with Sam and Mike, and things just got crazy from here. I want you to see if you can try and guess what happened. Oh... As we go down to the cinema room, I think it was, Chris and Ash and Emily all appear. And there's a Wendigo chasing them. So we have to decide what we're to do. This is where there is lots of sort of quick time actions and quick decisions that I had to make. I can't remember for the life of me exactly which ones are made, apart from the final one, which we'll get to in a second. This scene was absolutely terrifying. It was one of those scenes where, as a content creator, I forgot that I was creating content because I was just so much into the game. There are Wendigos in and around the cabin, and it is so terrifying. There are multiple moments where you have to hold the controller still, and I was losing my shit. I was squealing, I was making all sorts of noises that humans shouldn't make. But we actually managed to do okay for the start bit. There's an amazing scene where two of the Wendigos actually start fighting each other, and it's like Godzilla versus King Kong. The whole time I was like, what is going on? And I'm starting to believe and get a little bit of hope that I might actually get the characters out alive with this one. Anyway, as the Wendigos are fighting, they knock over like a gas tube by a fireplace, and we can see the gases appearing. So Sam and Mike, they look at each other going... So while the two Wendigos are fighting, what you're trying to do with Mike is we were trying to get to the light bulb. He was going to go and crush the light bulb, which would allow a spark to ignite the cabin and hopefully survive everybody. Mike manages to do this. I say Mike, I did. Pro gamer. And then we come to Sam. There's a decision at the very end of the game. It turns out it would be the last one that I would make. The light bulb is exposed. Gas has filled up the cabin. We've managed to stay still. We have the decision to run and save Mike, or we have a decision to run and flick a switch. Can you guess which one I did? I flipped the switch. I flipped the switch because I thought it would save everybody. I thought if I go and save Mike, it's likely that we both die, and then Ash would die, and then Chris would die, and we wanted to keep Chris. We didn't really care about Emily in the end. I flipped the switch, and boom, there's this 2 to 3 second period where I think, I've done it. I lean back in my chair like... And then we see Mike's burning body and Ash's burning body. After all of that. So my 3 people that survived were fucking Emily, of all people, the one I didn't like from the beginning. Jess, how she survived, I don't know. In the cutscene things at the end, the interview, she's dead, right? Yes, she's alive, but inside she's completely dead. And Chris. The saving grace of the playthrough is that we did manage to keep Chris alive. I'm sure there's bits that I'm missing there. If you're a seasoned player of Until Dawn, that probably doesn't make sense. I've tried to remember best that I can as to how the decisions are made and where the characters were and how I saved them, but it's all a little bit of a blur, and I'm cautious about watching too many other videos because I think this game warrants another playthrough at some time. I think I need to do the game justice and get a complete series again on the YouTube. Maybe in a year's time or something, we'll revisit it. So it might not all add up exactly, but I was ended up with Chris, Emily, and Jess were the ones that survived. The game was absolutely phenomenal. It was one of those games where I thought, how the hell is it taking me this long to play the game? This is a game that I should have been queuing up to the stores to buy at midnight. I'm really starting to enjoy more of these types of games, and honestly, Until Dawn is up there with, you know, in my top 10 games that I've ever played. Just the journey that I went through and the emotional devastation that the game caused me on so many different occasions. it's amazing. The community as well is fantastic around the game. The music, the atmosphere, it's literally like a movie. The game is like a movie, except it's worse because it's your fault if people die, essentially. Honestly, I just want to say I'm sorry that I lost the recording. I am so bummed. I was literally sat in the seat for about an hour after it happened, just refusing to believe it. It might not sound like, you know, oh, much, but I put a lot of effort into the series, and to have the final episode gone, you know, it wouldn't have been as bad if it was like episode 3 or 4. Yes, that could have been, you know, it still would have been great not to have any of it happen, but to have it happen on the final episode, that's a mistake I'll never make again. So yeah, you learn from your mistakes as a YouTuber, for sure. So I guess, guys, I just want to say a massive thank you for the support throughout the whole playthrough. I'm truly sorry that we had to end with a video like this and not the actual playthrough, but I've learned from that mistake and it won't happen again. I'm not going to delete any more videos until I'm absolutely certain. I really do appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.
Could I better myself? Could I do better in life? I'm at the end of my tether, trying to better my stride. We've endeavored every weather and together we've climbed. It's like me and you together, we just get better with time. And the first time I met you was like the heavens divided. Me and you were like a weapon and we're deadly when silenced. You're the only girl I'm pressing, but I'm stressing, you're smiling. Trying to make